Somewhere in your family tree, a woman probably died giving birth. And if she hadn't, you might not be here today. She wasn't a queen. She wasn't on a battlefield. She was simply trying to have a baby. For thousands of years, childbirth was the deadliest gamble a woman could take. Here's the part history can't easily explain. Humans learned to control fire, built civilizations, invented writing, raised pyramids. But the one thing every human depends on, birth, remained terrifyingly dangerous. So what went wrong? Why could ancient civilizations build pyramids and irrigation systems and complex legal codes, but not solve the one problem written into the very biology of being human? The answer has little to do with intelligence, and a great deal to do with an evolutionary trade-off humans could never fully escape. It begins millions of years before the first civilization ever existed. Human childbirth is one of evolution's biggest compromises. A chimpanzee can give birth alone and be walking again within an hour. Human labor can last for days, and for most of history, every extra hour made death more likely. Evolution created an impossible problem. Walking on two legs narrowed our hips. Bigger brains gave babies larger heads. Those two advantages collided during childbirth, and women paid the price. This challenge is often called the obstetrical dilemma, a trade-off that made human childbirth unusually difficult for thousands of years. Ancient midwives didn't know why childbirth was so dangerous, but they witnessed its horror every single day. Every difficult birth taught them something. Yet the deadliest problems remained beyond their reach. Egyptians used birthing stools. Greek physician Cyrannus described safer delivery positions, while Roman doctors recorded techniques to help difficult births. Every civilization searched for answers, but none found a real solution. This wasn't superstition. It was knowledge built from thousands of births. And yet, for all their skill, there was a wall they could not get past. Two problems, above all others, killed mothers again and again. Obstructed labor, when the baby simply could not pass, and infection afterward when it could. Then came the nightmare no one could solve. Sometimes labor simply stopped. Everyone in the room could see disaster unfolding, but no one could stop it. They had no x-rays, no ultrasound, no way to see what was happening inside. If the baby turned the wrong way, everyone in the room knew disaster had begun. Some surgeons even carried hooks designed for babies who could no longer be saved. It sounds horrifying today, but it was often the only chance to save the mother. For most of history, childbirth offered almost no second chances. Then history took an unbelievable turn. A family called the Chamberlains invented forceps, an instrument that could guide a baby's head during difficult births. It worked, and it saved lives, but instead of sharing it, they kept it secret for nearly a century to protect their fortune. Countless mothers never benefited from an invention that could have saved their lives. But even forceps couldn't defeat the biggest killer of all. But the greatest threat was still invisible. Days after what looked like a successful birth, healthy mothers suddenly developed deadly fevers. No one understood why. The horrifying truth was that doctors themselves were spreading deadly bacteria on unwashed hands. When Ignaz Semmelweis demanded hand washing, hospitals mocked him. Thousands died before the world finally believed him. Ancient humans weren't less intelligent than we are. They were fighting an enemy they couldn't see inside bodies. They couldn't fully understand. Childbirth wasn't made safer by one miracle invention. It was conquered piece by piece over centuries. Every safe birth today carries the legacy of millions of mothers who faced impossible odds, and millions who never made it home. They feared childbirth because they understood how fragile life really was. Something modern medicine has made easy to forget. History forgot their names. But every one of us exists because they never stopped fighting for the next generation.